The Awakening of the Chosen. Welcome to the Awakening of the Chosen. I'm Gabriel, and today I'm speaking directly to you. Yes, you, the one who's felt the pull of something greater, the one who knows deep down that you are meant for more. This isn't just another video. This is the one moment that could redefine everything for you. In the next few minutes, you'll discover why this is the only video you'll ever need for the rest of your life. What if I told you that the power to unlock your purpose, the answers you've been chasing, and the rare clarity you've been waiting for are all within your reach, right here, right now? Stay with me, because the journey we're about to embark on isn't just about understanding, it's about transformation. And by the time we're done, you'll know exactly why you've been called here today. Let's dive into this intriguing subject, exploring in depth what the idea of ascension really entails. Hey guys, this is Gabriel, and I want you to stay tuned because we are about to sail through seas of understanding that go beyond the trivial. The upliftment, rather than being an idea shrouded in superstition and distant visions, is actually a tangible spectacle unfolding right in front of us, in the present moment. We are often bombarded with visions of peaks of happiness and promises of luminous clarity, the result of endless mystical rituals. However, what we actually see is a ballet close to the truth, full of disorderly moments and obstacles that test our soul. The charm of ascension lies precisely in this fallibility, in this human essence that encourages us to flourish, progress, and tune in to the great destiny that permeates our existences. We are in times of constant back and forth of spiritual information, but the light about ascension still hides under a blanket of cliches and prefabricated beliefs. Many people shy away from discussing this subject honestly, perhaps out of fear of facing the facts that surround it, or a lack of idea of how deep it really goes. I think that's exactly why this video was created, to lift the veil and shine a light on what reaching new heights really means. It is not a question of chasing a distant horizon along the path of a mysticism reserved for a few, but rather an internal revolution that unfolds here and now, in this precise moment. Each challenge and each achievement are spices that enrich this journey of enlightenment, becoming fundamental components on the path of our existence. The heart of this message is that ascension is not a point of arrival. Your presence here is not a mere whim of fate. There is a cosmic symphony that led you to these words, as if it were part of a grand orchestrated plan. Many people venture into labyrinths of mystical beliefs and drawn-out rituals, without realizing that the secret is in opening their eyes to what each moment has to offer. This makes me think about how many opportunities we miss by treating the present like a shadow, instead of enjoying every moment, without clinging to dreams or fantasies of a perfect tomorrow. Changing the way we look at ascension, seeing it as a never-ending journey rather than a single destination, changes the way we understand our path. You are what I call a rising spirit, predestined to grow, explore, and embrace this trajectory. Who would have thought that, when you click play on this video, you could be answering a call that you had no idea you were waiting for, as if it were a warning from the universe? I have a strong belief that we are all on this journey to grow side by side. That's why I say that ascension is not about being a superhuman or reaching a celestial level in total disconnection with reality. It's about going through life's ups and downs, falling and rising, assimilating teachings and flourishing, all while diving into a more intimate tune with our authentic self. This journey can be a real roller coaster, but it is, without a shadow of a doubt, essential. Essential for our evolution, crucial for understanding our role in this great theater of life, and above all, fundamental for making us see that the extraordinary can hide in the simple things of everyday life. The way we approach ascension often leads us to think that we need to search the world around us for solutions, when in fact, they live right here, inside our own hearts. There is no infallible guide, nor a master who can point out each direction, as each ascension journey is as unique as the essence of the soul that experiences it. This journey is like a carousel, where we say goodbye to what no longer serves us and welcome what is to come, turning at each stage towards our true self. When we agree that ascension can be a real mess and even painful at times, we begin to see these experiences not as barriers, but as flames that propel us towards a greater version of our lives. This brings to mind that there is no end point to the ascension journey, only more intense layers of understanding. Right now, it is quite. Have you ever stopped to wonder why, despite all your achievements, it feels like something essential is still missing? My name is Gabriel, and I've helped countless people like you discover the true spiritual power that resides within them. And today, I want to help you. If you feel like life is passing by while something important remains out of place, maybe it's time for an awakening. My audiobook, The Path of the Chosen, was created precisely for those who have reached this point. In this audiobook, I guide you to feel that enthusiasm for living in alignment with what truly matters, knowing that every step has meaning. Together, we'll transform your fears, traumas, and frustrations into powerful strengths that propel you to a new level of growth. Leave behind the feeling of spiritual isolation and find the peace of a true, constant connection with a greater energy that has always been by your side. Instead of fighting against what you feel, you'll learn to find purpose, serenity, and self-discovery to fill your inner world. This could be the beginning of a fuller, more meaningful life. I've seen it happen for so many others, and now it's your turn. Don't let this opportunity slip by. Click on the link pinned in the first comment and begin this journey with The Path of the Chosen. This is your chance to fill what's missing and finally live the life you deserve. I'll be waiting for you there. Welcome to the Awakening of the Chosen. I'm Gabriel, and today I'm speaking directly to you. Yes, you, the one who's felt the pull of something greater, the one who knows deep down that you are meant for more. This isn't just another video. This is the one moment that could redefine everything for you. In the next few minutes, you'll discover why this is the only video you'll ever need for the rest of your life. What if I told you that the power to unlock your purpose, the answers you've been chasing, and the rare clarity you've been waiting for are all within your reach, right here, right now? Stay with me, because the journey we're about to embark on isn't just about understanding, it's about transformation. And by the time we're done, you'll know exactly why you've been called here today. Let's dive into this intriguing subject, exploring in depth what the idea of ascension really entails. Hey guys, this is Gabriel, and I want you to stay tuned, because we are about to sail through seas of understanding that go beyond the trivial. The upliftment, rather than being an idea shrouded in superstition and distant visions, is actually a tangible spectacle unfolding right in front of us, in the present moment. We are often bombarded with visions of peaks of happiness and promises of luminous clarity, the result of endless mystical rituals. However, what we actually see is a ballet close to the truth, full of disorderly moments and obstacles that test our soul. The charm of ascension lies precisely in this fallibility, in this human essence that encourages us to flourish, progress, and tune in to the great destiny that permeates our existences. We are in times of constant back and forth of spiritual information, but the light about ascension still hides under a blanket of cliches and prefabricated beliefs. Many people shy away from discussing this subject honestly, perhaps out of fear of facing the facts that surround it, or a lack of idea of how deep it really goes. I think that's exactly why this video was created, to lift the veil and shine a light on what reaching new heights really means. It is not a question of chasing a distant horizon along the path of a mysticism reserved for a few, but rather an internal revolution that unfolds here and now, in this precise moment. Each challenge and each achievement are spices that enrich this journey of enlightenment, becoming fundamental components on the path of our existence. The heart of this message is that ascension is not a point of arrival. Your presence here is not a mere whim of fate. There is a cosmic symphony that led you to these words, as if it were part of a grand, orchestrated plan. Many people venture into labyrinths of mystical beliefs and drawn-out rituals, without realizing that the secret is in opening their eyes to what each moment has to offer. This makes me think about how many opportunities we miss by treating the present like a shadow, instead of enjoying every moment, without clinging to dreams or fantasies of a perfect tomorrow. Changing the way we look at ascension, seeing it as a never-ending journey rather than a single destination, changes the way we understand our path. You are what I call a rising spirit, predestined to grow, explore, and embrace this trajectory. Who would have thought that, when you click play on this video, you could be answering a call that you had no idea you were waiting for, as if it were a warning from the universe? I have a strong belief that we are all on this journey to grow side by side. That's why I say that ascension is not about being a superhuman or reaching a celestial level in total disconnection with reality. It's about going through life's ups and downs, falling and rising, assimilating teachings and flourishing, all while diving into a more intimate tune with our authentic self. This journey can be a real roller coaster, but it is, without a shadow of a doubt, essential. Essential for our evolution, crucial for understanding our role in this great theater of life, and above all, fundamental for making us see that the extraordinary can hide in the simple things of everyday life. The way we approach ascension often leads us to think that we need to search the world around us for solutions, when in fact, they live right here, inside our own hearts. There is no infallible guide, nor a master who can point out each direction, as each ascension journey is as unique as the essence of the soul that experiences it. This journey is like a carousel, where we say goodbye to what no longer serves us and welcome what is to come, turning at each stage towards our true self. When we agree that ascension can be a real mess, and even painful at times, we begin to see these experiences not as barriers, but as flames that propel us towards a greater version of our lives. This brings to mind that there is no end point to the ascension journey, only more intense layers of understanding. Right now, it is quite possible that you are reflecting on how this perception can transform your daily life. In my view, transformation happens when we put aside resistance to obstacles, embracing them as fantasized chances for reorientation and evolution. This perception goes beyond the notion that spiritual maturation needs to be a mass of groaning souls. On the contrary, it can be as joyful as a carnival party, full of colors and laughter. Embracing this idea, I can say that I noticed times in myself when fighting against obstacles made me so dizzy that I failed to see the surprises that could arise from actually accepting these challenges. Seeing ascension is like watching a river that never stops flowing, where the waters of transformation take you, like a boat, towards its peak of possibilities. In every vortex, in every detour without warning, there is always a lesson to be absorbed, a mystery to be unraveled. The comparison with the river perfectly encapsulates the idea of being aligned with the flow of life, recognizing that we do not master every tide we cross, but we have the freedom to decide how we paddle through them. And there is always a superior force driving this current. For those who believe that spirituality needs to be an infallible and well-defined recipe, this may sound like a riddle. However, it is precisely this lightness that allows ascension to appear in a genuine and individual way, encouraging us to break the barriers that we ourselves create and to tune in to a sea of endless opportunities. I keep thinking about how many times we relax and let the waters of our spiritual journey carry us, perhaps out of fear of what is hidden behind the curve or what we could discover about ourselves on this journey. When I stop to think, I realize that it is quite common to wonder if we are really ready to face the great upheaval that the ascension process brings. However, every movement we make to face our ghosts and let the luminosity embrace us is like a seal of our pact with transformation. It's as if life is always pulling us back to our starting point, to that deepest corner of our essence, while the cosmos works its magic so that we can tune in to who we really are. It is interesting to note that ascension presents itself, in a contradictory way, as a reunion with our most authentic essence, and at the same time, a journey to territories beyond our wildest fantasies. When I dive into my own thoughts, I realize that by recognizing that some things do not need to be unraveled or dominated, I make space for ascension to become an experience that goes beyond reasoning, opening the floodgates of the heart and broadening the horizons of the soul. We are navigating a journey not to escape our human essence, but to embrace it intensely, allowing the sacred to flourish in the midst of our human nature. The most impactful message that emerges from here is that ascension motivates us to become more human, more supportive, more attentive, and above all, more full of love. I share this contemplation with the certainty that many may be entangled in ancient stories that keep alive the illusion of being distant from the sacred. Certainly, when sharing my views and experiences, I long for a frank and unpretentious exchange about what being on the ascension wave really entails. We are all involved in this scale of the universe, each with our own rhythm, but all moving towards a greater melody. When we open the doors of our being to incessant changes, we realize that each small adjustment in the way we see the world and understand things fuels a great metamorphosis as a whole. At its core, ascension is about harmonization, reminding us that we are constantly navigating back to our true essence. Thus, every brilliant idea, every obstacle, every moment of lucidity or mental fog must be received as a vital ingredient of our journey. I hope that this video will be like a lighthouse in the fog, bringing serenity in doubts, courage in weaknesses, and a breath of creativity at every twist and turn along the way. May we walk this journey side by side, with expanded hearts and minds thirsty for knowledge, prepared to explore the beauties that await us when we decide to dive headfirst into the dance of ascension. I believe that by accepting and appreciating the moment we find ourselves in, we truly begin the wonderful journey of existence with new enthusiasm and intention. When we dive headfirst into this endeavor called life, it is essential to keep in mind that the race for elevation is not a solitary walk. We are all intertwined in an immense network of lives, where each encounter and bond shows us, like a curious mirror, how much we are growing and changing every day. This means that, on the path to elevation, we encounter teachers, advisors, and, on some occasions, mishaps disguised as individuals who appear on our path. These meetings are not mere coincidences. They are more like flashes that remind us that learning and evolving are journeys we take together. Although this path may sometimes appear to be nebulous or lonely, understanding that we are part of a great river of understanding can bring tranquility and encouragement. I find immense charm in the way those small doses of generosity and empathy we offer others often resonate in ways we never imagine. This highlights the need to act in a genuine and caring way, not only in our own interests, but also to illuminate the world around us. When we find harmony with our deepest essence, our vibration ends up attracting experiences and relationships that echo at the same frequency as our consciousness. This harmony is one of the enchanted facets of ascension, where our most genuine desires begin to materialize into tangible realities. Think of each individual as a shining star in the infinite universe, spreading its particular radiance while illuminating the path of those nearby. In these exchanges, we become beacons that illuminate each other's path, guiding us through storms and parties, always remembering that we are not adrift in the darkness. The dedication to knowing yourself better and the desire to enter the unknown attract journey companions who are also ready to explore the oceans of the soul. United, we build a true paradise of vibrations that boosts the ascension list for everyone who participates in this party. As we continue to delve into this carnival of emotions and nuances that is life, it is important to keep in mind that the art of living mindfully can change our universe. From time to time, we end up not giving due importance to the influence that our daily decisions have, as if we could be true alchemists, capable of changing the world and ourselves with a simple touch of magic every day. When I think about it, I realize that each choice to love intensely, to forgive generously, to listen more attentively, and to live immersed in gratitude generates waves that can transform the current of our surroundings. Therefore, I invite all of you to throw yourself headlong into every part of your journey, to celebrate your achievements, and to value your learnings in the hardships that life brings. United, we can shape an environment in which ascension stops being just a mystical idea, becoming a pulsating reality lived together. If you have reflected on what your role is in this great spectacle of life, rest assured, because it is unique and cannot be exchanged for anything. Your arrival is a true gift, your radiance is essential, and your journey has incalculable value. There is no more powerful power that you can carry than the limitless love that vibrates in every bit of your essence. May the words poured out here be like beacons shining in the darkness, bringing light and cheer as you navigate this adventure of life. In this immense cosmos full of options, may you always choose to listen to the beat of your heart, believe in your own intuition, and let yourself be carried away by the wisdom of what has not yet been revealed. May the light of your true essence illuminate every step you take as you surrender to the magic and beauty of being a vital component of this cosmic dance. The experience of being an ascension soul goes far beyond just seeking revelations or deciphering spiritual rules. It goes beyond borders, symbolizing a deep pact with the ascension of the individual and a conscious action in the reality that surrounds us. It is curious to realize that on several occasions, we look for solutions from the outside, without realizing that, as travelers of knowledge, we already carry within us a natural intelligence that guides us on this very special journey of growth. When the melody of these words touches our hearts, we feel that special vibration that reveals us to be members of this extraordinary group, destined to shine like stars on a clear night. In this story, we not only aim for our own recovery or enlightenment, but we become sparks that ignite the flame of awakening in everyone around us. The fascinating idea is that we don't need to be excellent or go through life as if we were a robot without errors to carry out this task. The heart of our adventure is in tuning in to our highest essence and capturing the great meaning that guides each step we take, as if there were a cosmic compass pointing to our destiny. Understanding that mere presence is like a wave that rocks the calm of the lake, reinforces the strength that resides in each true decision we make. These decisions sculpt the soul of the group and resonate in dimensions that sometimes escape our vision, but that we touch intensely with our hearts. This makes me think about how we often overlook the power we have to bring about transformation. With every conviction we leave behind and every step we take with honesty, we help shape change that goes beyond the boundaries of our personal existence. Walking as an ascension soul is no walk in the park. The crossing is full of obstacles, and it is exactly this combination that gives it all its value. Every stone on the path calls us to reflect on our role and our actions in the face of the cosmos, revealing layers of understanding that were hibernating within us. These moments of soul tightening are like magical keys that open the doors to more significant growth, giving us the chance to welcome what is unknown to us and to rediscover our true calling. Dreaming that we become a reference in the pages of the great book of the universe. By embracing our authenticity and challenging the rules of the game is at the same time a breath of inspiration and a burden of responsibilities. The revolution of our soul that we unleash not only lifts the group, but also changes the essence of our being, opening new enlightened paths for us to move forward. In reality, this illuminated path appears in different ways in our daily lives. Sometimes, it's as if our presence were a ray of sunshine, brightening the day of those around us, even if it's with a simple gesture or a friendly smile. This serves as a strong reminder that, as ascending souls, we possess the ability to bring about transformation and enlightenment, often without needing to articulate it verbally. The vibration we release with our consciousness is like a shining beacon, attracting souls who also want to discover their truths and find their rhythm in the world. This makes me think about how vital it is to keep our feet on the ground and our doors open, ready to absorb knowledge and flourish, as life is an endless road and each step is like a new leaf in the book of our spiritual evolution. By embracing this journey, we realize that we are an accompanied crowd. Every being who decides to take this journey becomes an adventure partner, solidifying the feeling of collectiveness and reciprocal help. This gives us a little push to continue, realizing that our simple attitudes are part of an immense puzzle. This bond of union offers us courage and a breath of creativity to continue challenging and destroying outdated ideas, always moving towards a brighter tomorrow. Perhaps this is a call for us, as evolving spirits, to embrace, body and soul, our role as artists of life, shaping a more radiant and true reality, which not only brings us happiness, but also spreads positive vibrations throughout the world, cosmos around us. When we absorb these realities, we notice that existence is not limited to a pile of fortuitous events, but rather a ballet meticulously rehearsed by the cosmic cunning that seeks our constant transformation. Every decision we make, every move we make, is like a note in this celestial symphony, offering us the glorious chance to be protagonists of the cosmic revolution that is underway. To exist as an ascending soul is to see this enormous chance and embrace it with an open heart, as we strive to transform ourselves into ever greater versions of our essence. As we delve deeper into the experience of being an ascending soul, it is essential to realize that this path is as much an internal journey as it is an external exploration. When we stop to think about what we came to do in this world and look at the things we have already experienced, we begin to realize the various ties that bind us. By releasing these chains, our true light can shine even brighter. Every time we free ourselves, it is as if we are stripping away layers that hide our essence, gradually revealing the luminosity and truth that have always lived within us. This desire to be authentic is crucial, as it not only connects us with the essence that lives within us, but also gives us the chance to live in a way that motivates others to embark on this journey. In addition to the changes that happen within us, our spiritual journey asks us to be smart about how we connect with everything that surrounds us. In reality, this means planting seeds of compassion, watering empathy, and spreading love without strings attached in our everyday relationships. As ascending beings of light, we have the wonderful gift of capturing other people's demands and reacting to them with a sincere and welcoming heart, like someone who adjusts the brightness of a star in the sky. This zeal is not restricted only to those who are very close to us, but embraces all of humanity, including all living beings and even the planet in its entirety. This leads me to conclude that we are all tied together like a big ball of yarn, and that our individual happiness directly depends on the joy of the people around us. When we understand that each of us is a unique manifestation of the sacred, we begin to notice that any transformation or development we experience does not only serve our own good, but rather the entire tangle of lives of which we are part. This vision changes our way of looking at existence, encouraging us to choose decisions that are in tune with the symphony of the universe and that guarantee a more balanced balance. The burden that comes with this perception is colossal, but it brings immense satisfaction, since every minimal gesture to improve our perception helps to turn on a greater light. This path is full of curves, and there is no way it can be a smooth slope, full of emotional ups and downs. We go through periods of questioning, sharp introspection, and from time to time, insecurity about where we are going in this crazy dance of life. However, it is precisely these experiences that provide us with opportunities to nurture resistance and strengthen our belief in our own inner lighthouse. On this ever-ongoing path of self-exploration, we are often faced with the need to believe in something that transcends our own limitations. This natural faith in the cosmos is what makes true witchcraft spring forth, uncovering unexpected paths and allowing our hidden potential to manifest. These spiritual epiphanies show us that ascension is not a point of arrival, but rather a way of living. It's a decision we make every day, like choosing between bread and butter or pizza at night. When we tune into this wisdom, we realize that genuine peace and happiness do not come from trying to escape setbacks or troubles, but rather from embracing them as indispensable ingredients in the recipe for our spiritual journey. Instead of running from adversity, we become dancers of challenge, exchanging the struggle for acceptance and understanding that each moment brings with it a lesson wrapped in love and personal growth. Deciding to walk the path of a growing soul is, without a doubt, an audacious gesture that springs from genuine love, both for oneself and for others. By assuming this pact, we transform ourselves into true portraits of what it is like to exist in line with our true nature and in tune with the magical forces of the cosmos. We continue to leave our mark on the universe around us in ways that exceed any expectations we may have. United as a band of enlightened spirits, we are vibrant evidence that individual evolution is a fierce engine for mass revolution, and each of us is a key piece in this immense embroidery of life. When we delve into the depths of what it means to be an ascending soul, our awareness of how our attitudes and reflections resonate throughout the universe broadens like an echo in the desert. This expanded perception gives us the chance to live with purpose, aware that every small action, even if it seems insignificant, brings with it a power that can change everything. As we choose to live more mindfully and intentionally, we plant the seeds of a tomorrow illuminated by empathy and connection among all. It's surprising how, when we adopt this way of thinking, we begin to see magical and meaningful connections in everyday events that might otherwise have escaped our attention. In an intimate touch, this path of growth invites us to realize that we don't need to decipher the enigma of life by the clock. Certainly, embracing the enigma and lack of certainty can be one of the most liberating experiences on this journey. Nothing needs to be done in a hurry, as each of us dances to our own beat on the journey of knowledge and evolution. As travelers in the spiritual realm, it is essential that we value our own rhythm, as well as that of those around us, so that the transformation of the soul unfolds smoothly and harmoniously. This gives me peace of mind, as I realize that the unknown is like a vast field full of new opportunities and learning that awaits. The door that opens to these opportunities shows us that our participation in creating a new scenario is a never-ending and ever-growing journey. When we tune in to our highest essence, we open the doors to a wealth of inspiration and guidance that illuminates our next steps on this journey. For a group, this connection can arise through meditation habits, setting aside time every day for peace, or just allowing yourself to be aware of the beauties that appear around you. These moments of peace and introspection are essential, as they connect us to the melody of our purest truth and rejuvenate our spirit of mission. In addition to nurturing our own spiritual flourishing, the ascension path pushes us to spread our newfound radiance out there. When we surround ourselves with people who have the same vibe, we create a web of support and empathy that embraces us like a warm blanket on a cold day. This bond of belonging can act as a potent fuel to propel and energize our souls. Through these connections, we are able to share narratives, lessons, and broaden our horizons about what becomes viable when joining forces in pursuit of a common purpose, improving collective perception. As we accumulate experiences and expand our understandings, we notice that we are part of a powerful current, which is carving new contours in old customs and leading us to a tomorrow of partnership and peace in the world. By feeling impelled to share our unique gifts and talents, by bringing our authenticity to light, we light the spark in many who may be just blossoming onto their own paths of evolution. As ascending beings, we carry the beautiful mission of paving the way not only for our own flourishing, but also for everyone who comes right behind, like lanterns illuminating the darkness of the unknown. When we guide with affection, sincerity, and bravery, we cultivate a fertile ground where each being has the chance to sprout and follow its path. The crossing is a labyrinth full of details and charm, and being sure that we are all navigating it together provides relief and joy that caresses the soul. We celebrate every step, every decision, every obstacle and victory, as they are all fundamental pieces for the magnificent patchwork of existence that we are always embroidering. With each dawn, with each decision made, we carve the genuine tapestry of life, aware of the overwhelming power that our brilliance can ignite. Driven by tuning in to our magnificent selves and uniting with other souls in search of enlightenment, we decide to genuinely express our divine essence, leaving a luminous signature in the chronicle of the universe. May we never forget that we are here to make light, spread love, and open our minds not only within ourselves, but also echoing throughout the cosmos. The adventure of reaching new heights, even though it is often painted in fairy tale colors, is a path full of nuances and challenges that calls our beliefs into question. Unlike the reduced idea that ascension is a constant feast of serenity and joy, the truth is that it can be a journey full of discomfort and often a true labyrinth of confusion. Change on the spiritual plane triggers a collection of physical and emotional signals that at first may sound like a lot of confusion. It is possible that we will face stubborn fatigue, which arrives like a tsunami of melancholy or unusual nervousness, in addition to dealing with bodily discomforts, such as frogs croaking in the ear or pain that seems to have come out of a mystery film. These signs do not represent a warning of despair, but rather a fundamental piece in the dance of releasing old truths and cycles that bring weight to the soul. This makes me think about the importance of treating people with care and realizing that these indicators are reflections of our changing essence. Metamorphosis goes beyond the simple shell of the body. In the realm of souls, transformations can be as fervent as a hurricane, appearing suddenly like a house of cards that collapses, or like an unexpected turn of events on the professional path. At first glance, these events may seem like defeats or disappointments, but in reality, they act as a little push that directs us to reverse the course of our lives towards a more genuine and true purpose. This point of view encourages us to see turmoil not as an end, but as the essential cleaning of parts that are no longer in tune with our true essence. Along my own path, I realize that when we let go of these old ties, we make space for our genuine essence to flourish. The path can be a roller coaster full of ups and downs, and each challenge that brings a certain amount of discomfort is a vital stepping stone to achieving a broader and more enlightened vision of life. The restlessness that appears in us is often a postman of spirituality, pointing out the urgency to delve into the depths of our being and the cosmos that surrounds us. When we throw ourselves headlong into this stage, we realize that the storm of feelings and spiritual tides are, in fact, dismantling that pile of baggage that we gathered during the journey, but which now no longer fuel our development. This leads me to reflect on how this journey opens the doors to a true transformation of being. Every drop of dried tear, every feeling challenged, turns into a step towards a more intense reality about who we are and the extraordinary transformative power of ascension in our existence. As we overcome these obstacles, we realize that ascension goes beyond a simple spiritual event. It is a profound transformation that involves every bit of our being. This reflection encourages us to embrace these experiences in a beneficial way, discovering how to adapt to the new worlds that flourish within us. This highlights the value of calm and empathy on this journey, because each phase, even if it seems a real challenge, is a key piece in the puzzle of evolution. When we perform such an action, we not only sculpted our own existence, but we also help to light the flame of collective consciousness. As we think of the influence of ascension on our spiritual path and the world collectivity, we realize that we are part of a movement that is much greater than our own existence. We are awakening a new perception that vibrates throughout the cloth of humanity, illuminating our path towards a new way of living, fabric with love, understanding, and harmony. It is a vibrant call for us to all dip in this accelerated ballet of evolution, realizing that the mishaps we find are actually a scream for bravery and metamorphosis. To embrace this vision enables us to see our existences from a renewed prism, where each obstacle is faced with an unlocking heart and a full mind, aware that we are supported by the cosmic forces that guide this huge journey. It is a vigorous warning that even in ruptures, the possibility of something new arises. Even in sadness, you find the chance to meet joy. In the end, the rise gives us the chance of not only climbing steps on the staircase of self-comprehension, but also of becoming creators of beneficial changes in a world that calls for this elevation, like a fish hungry for a fish. As we continue this walk through so many ascension nuances, we realize that this adventure goes far beyond a simple lonely ride. It is a group trip that resonates with something fundamental in each of us. In the background of each obstacle, chances of remedying docked scars, not only ours, but also those who inhabit the subconscious of the whole crowd. It is as if we were, side by side, taking the shells of an onion of stories and beliefs that kept us away from our true nature. Every being that dives with head on this endeavor turns into a fire of transformation, lighting and lifting people around him with a genuine and bright aura. Navigating the obstacles of ascension brings out truths that, like a standing boot cat, are both uncomfortable and clear of clarity. These moments push us to challenge the old convictions that supported our trajectory and often shaped who we are. When we set aside these ideas, not only let the tears of our talent, but we also begin to transform the vibration that dances around our planet. The journey of letting go, it may hurt a little, but it is like releasing an old car that only gets in, bringing surprising freedom when we realize that we are actually engaged in a cosmic and spiritual cleaning. This transformation takes us out of the trap of fear and loneliness, leading us to a world governed by love and connection. One of the brilliant minds that ascension brings us reveals how strong and resistant the human being can be. We revealed hidden talents within us, which we had probably never dreamed of existing. We note that, as agitated as the journey of life presents itself, there is always an inner power that helps us not to throw the towel, absorb lessons, and sprout like a plant in the desert. This power is the reflection of our genuine essence, the one that remains firm in the face of the storms of existence, and that, with each surpassed obstacle, is reborn more robust and luminous than it was. This internal lighting gives us boldness to embrace our genuine truths and walk our journey with firmness and sharpness. At the heart of every journey of spiritual change lies the chance to discover a deeper bond with the sacred. Whether by the art of meditating, as we embrace nature, or in minutes of inner peace, we are able to reinforce this connection and let the wisdom of the universe slide gently in our daily lives. Discovering this internal symphony enables us to navigate life with more fervor and intention, realizing that we are pieces of a vast and great puzzle. When we value this connection, we spread this vibration throughout the universe, touching those around us and cultivating an environment of serenity and empathy. Throughout this journey, we come to see the challenges not as barriers, but as wise who guide us towards superior levels of understanding and existence. Each experience sculpts and enriches being, cutting us to assume more relevant roles in a life-gaining universe. It is comforting to realize that even when things get complicated, we are under the baton of a higher wisdom that understands us as an open book and guides us to the full realization of our talent. When we think of this walk, it is essential to keep in mind that we are all in the same tune, shaping a new reality to every idea, speaks, and attitude we emit. This view of connection reminds us that our personal narratives are like wires in a great tapestry, intertwined with elements of hope, learning, and affection. Our ability to look beyond the mess of everyday life and discover meaning in the difficulties transforms us into awareness of the planet, with each one performing a unique and irreversible function. With this view, we move on, with open arms for the 1,001 opportunities that the cosmos presents us, aware that we follow a great mission. In this endless trail of evolution, we all carry the load and honor of propagating a brighter life perspective. We sail in a new wave, where the barriers of the past melt like sun ice cream, giving room for looser and more vibrant ways to live and relate. This makes me reflect on the importance of being firm in our essence, even when life is like a drift boat in the midst of storms. The solidity of our beliefs and objectives not only keeps us standing, but also spreads powerful energy and confidence for those who accompany us on the journey. Realize that we are part of this cosmic revolution calls us to act. Although each one has its own trail, it is in the exchanges we make among us that springs the true essence of the group. In a universe full of cracks and compartments, our mission is to lift catwalks, both in the heart and in the soul, to help open their eyes and arms for a more warm acceptance and a deeper understanding of all living. This calls for a constant seasoning of understanding and a firm bond with the frank conversation, where we can capture each other's stories and flourish in the midst of them. In my experience, I realize that valuing the trails of others not only expands the horizon of my vision, but also solidifies the umbilical cord that unites us in the dance of life. On the trail towards the heyday, the lessons we discover about our essence echo in the depths of being, changing not only the way we see ourselves, but also shaping our ties with every little piece of existence. With each step we take, the chance of sculpting a beneficial impact, of weaving a legacy filled with affection and understanding that lights the flame in generations that will still come. This heritage is not only a symbol of our individual evolution, but also shines as a flashlight full of opportunities for humanity. I am convinced that, driven by this internal impulse, we can reinvent worlds in which harmony and teamwork are the main engines. As we move on, we live a real dance between what goes on inside us and what happens around us. As we sail in the waters of self-knowledge and try to make transformations within us, we are also instigated to reflect on how these metamorphoses reflect on our daily attitudes and the social relations we cultivate. This motivates us to dance according to the music of spiritual principles, which not only feed our development, but also act as a lunchy flashlight, illuminating the path of those around us. Maintaining balance is like a juggling spectacle, where we are tuning the movements and tuning the energy of the cosmos, all so that we can live well together in a harmonious and joyful dance. The awareness that each of us carries is like a magic wand capable of transforming reality. She recalls that, even in the hours of doubt and complication, we have an invisible web of affection and brightness, guiding us and safeguarding with every step we take. This feeling of support not only turbines our self-confidence, but also drives us to face claw and boldness in every corner of our existence. When we show who we really are, we let our inner flame light, spreading a domino effect of motivation all over, in our communities and even further. In the end, the path of ascension is a feast in honor of what the human being can achieve and the ability to reinvent himself, both individually and in groups. It is not just a road full of obstacles, but also a walk for wonders and surprises that remind us of our total tune with the sacred. The waves we generate with our attitudes, even the most subtle, echo through the cosmos, opening doors for the flowering and transformation of all around us. When we follow this path, it is our desire to keep loyal to what moves us, understanding that the trajectory is the most lush manifestation of our unchanging essence, and the desire to spread shine where we pass. The rise of ascension is like a deep and singular dive, which does not fit in flexible frames or already traced scripts. It transports us beyond the boundaries of traditional spirituality to a territory where the norms are shaped and adjusted for each single being. The rules that govern this process are like water, always shaping the subtleties of our particular experiences. At the core of this adventure, we come across the law of friction, an intense force that appears when the self of the past clashes with the self-born self. This clash is critical as it acts as a magic flame that drives individual development. While the ego, like a lazy cat, is looking for a warm and known place, it is the higher self that pushes us out of the comfort zone, like a surfer who throws himself into the turbulent waves of life. For me, this emphasizes the wonder of duality, what is old and new intertwining, forming a vibrant and indispensable dance for true metamorphosis. No back and forth of our daily conversations, the tradition of mirrors keeps company, revealing that each individual and every challenge we find is a mirror of our inner lessons. These mirrors call us to explore our interior, discovering facets that cry out and recovery. Often those meetings that make us more restless are actually chances of chance to plunge into our own essence. Being upset with someone or some situation is a clear sign that there is a mystery to be explored in our own essence. This leads me to think that often what we see in others and bothers us is a reflection of something in us that we still can't hug or understand. Capturing this vision is not always a walk in the park, but it is crucial for the spirit to give that step more on its journey in search of the long-awaited fullness. The trail for the rise would not have the same grace without the law of surrender, which emerges as a captivating riddle. In this magical place, real metamorphosis happens when we set aside the obsession with controlling everything and surrender to the light dance of the cosmos. This standard invites us to have an unshakable faith on the journey, understanding that as we let ourselves be taken, we open the doors for the cosmos to display their beauties. This delivery is not a sign of discouragement or capitulation, but a hug in faith and confidence in the natural compass of existence. During my journey, I discovered that by giving up the battle against the tide, and instead allowing the current of life to lead us, unexpected directions and fresh trails for our spiritual growth arise. Each of these rules integrates a coil of vast flaps, where we are invited to welcome friction, identify the reflexes that surround us, and surrender to the organic flow of situations. This walk of elevation does not require us to run away from our human essence, but that oppositely, we incorporate the sacred into the now of our existence. We live a planet where we are always charged to be a more grand or different version of yourself. However, the rise instigates us to discover our highest self just right now, savoring every second with spiritual and genuine sincerity. The wonder of this route is in its unpredictability and the charm of realizing that each movement is a new journey that begins. We are not caged in yesterday's jails or the ties of our ego, but we are alchemists of our own trajectory. As we ponder these norms, we note that authentic freedom lives in the now, where the sacred and the human embrace and intertwine into eternal dance. This union is a vibrant reminder that, as we go through this trail of spiritual metamorphosis, we are always shaping a universe where harmony, affection, and growth flourish as flowers in the countryside. To embrace this philosophy, where learning flows like an eternal river and endless dancing evolution, gives us a lighter and more purposeful life. We are all intertwined in this collective adventure, where each of us sculpts and is sculpted for every step taken. When we take this attitude, we light a flame in the hearts of the people around us, encouraging them to get involved equally, illuminated by the headlight of honesty and affection. We call everyone to see the journey not as a handful of goals to be achieved, but as an infinite choreography, where each step carries a unique sense. At the bottom of the well, this is the soul of the journey of ascension, a divine walk where each spirit dances to its own measure, and in chorus, we lead to the tune of the world to new heights, intertwining spirituality with everyday life. In continuing on this journey of thoughts about the trail of ascension, understanding its laws presents us with a map full of heavenly opportunities. On the other hand, they are not inflexible norms that push us on a predetermined path, but agile guidelines that instigate us to break the maze of our soul with a curious and brave spirit. This hits hard on my chest, reminding me that every experience, every feeling that springs over this path, is a piece of this giant puzzle that often still escapes us from understanding. It is in the hours of parang and tights that we give that little push forward, always in search of a more intense tune with our inner self and the cosmos that hugs us. Understanding the role of friction on our spiritual journey reveals that instead of running away from our ghosts and uncertainties, we must snap these challenges with courage and a smile on our face. This journey urges us to welcome our weaknesses, transforming pain and disagreements into propellant rockets for evolution, rather than barriers to be circumvented. I found that there is a hidden wisdom in turbulence, a spiritual magic that transforms our experiences, making us more robust and more connected with our most authentic self. Facing friction as a partner, not as an opponent, is a turnaround that releases us from the currents of what we have already lived. Like friction, the reflexes we perceive in others are discreet wise who give us precious lessons about our own essence. Every conversation, each reflected experience, offers us an opportunity to cut our understanding and widen our perception. These internal echoes should not turn into a whip for whipping us or a burden of guilt, but in seeds that nourish our understanding and goodness to both us and those around us. Seeing, in the midst of chaos, not only obstacles, but also a mirror that reveals what claims for care and repairs in the soul, is a fundamental jump. Have you ever stopped to wonder why, despite all your achievements, it feels like something essential is still missing? My name is Gabriel, and I've helped countless people like you discover the true spiritual power that resides within them. And today, I want to help you. If you feel like life is passing by while something important remains out of place, maybe it's time for an awakening. My audiobook, The Path of the Chosen, was created precisely for those who have reached this point. In this audiobook, I guide you to feel that enthusiasm for living in alignment with what truly matters, knowing that every step has meaning. Together, we'll transform your fears, traumas, and frustrations into powerful strengths that propel you to a new level of growth. Leave behind the feeling of spiritual isolation and find the peace of a true, constant connection with a greater energy that has always been by your side. Instead of fighting against what you feel, you'll learn to find purpose, serenity, and self-discovery to fill your inner world. This could be the beginning of a fuller, more meaningful life. I've seen it happen for so many others, and now it's your turn. Don't let this opportunity slip by. Click on the link pinned in the first comment and begin this journey with The Path of the Chosen. This is your chance to fill what's missing and finally live the life you deserve. I'll be waiting for you there. In the dance of self-knowledge. This connection inserts us into a huge web of creatures that, like us, are on the journey of awakening, all developing side by side in ways that most of the time do not jump to the eye right away. Delivery, in turn, leads us to a place where lightness and faith in everyday life become fundamental. In this act of delivery, we discovered the tranquility by releasing the ties of the control we think we protect. It is a strong sign that the cosmos has its peculiar way of gathering the pieces of the puzzle of life, always aiming at our next development, even though, at first glance, events seem a real knot in kuka. Trust springs when we realize that on several occasions, we do not have the complete view of the picture, but we still decide to move forward, led by a wisdom that goes beyond our understanding. On my personal journey, I notice that when I give myself to situations, I get more attentive and aware. I can see the beauty that surrounds me without the interference of distress or the need to want to have everything under control. As we go through this trail full of mazes, the melody of these laws guides us to a harmony that completely unites our heavenly self with our life here on earth. Elevation is not about locking itself in a cocoon away from reality or achieving a level above human experience, but of embracing all its shades, from moments of glory to daily life, as fundamental pieces of our spiritual path. As we dive into now, we become gods of our own thoughts, gestures, and connections, redesign our existence, and leaving a beneficial and profound brand in the lives of people who cross our path. Embracing the journey of ascension completely and harmoniously inspires us to devote us to our spiritual growth without losing connection with the day-to-day around us. This perspective allows us to be who we really are, assuming the function of lighthouse and mentor for those who are sailing their own routes. By embracing this task, we are not only nourishing our own development, but also helping to raise the minds of the crowd. With every step we take, we further tie our ropes with the universe, drawing together a tomorrow where love, harmony, and compassion dance like the pillars of a smarter and more purposeful world. As we follow this road of evolution and growth alongside us, it is important to remember that this adventure is a mix of a solo show and a band in sync. What we unveil and incorporate into our being reflects undoubtedly in the plots that intertwine human society. Each individual attempt to welcome the principles of friction, reflexes, and acceptance is like a step in dance towards a closer universe. Every human being turns into a candle that, when shining his own light, guides the trail of the others, weaving a web of consciousness that surpasses cultural, temporal, and even geographical boundaries. When we realize that we are all strands of the same tapestry, we understand that our individual evolution is, in fact, a valuable gift for the group. The magic of this invisible network reveals itself when simple gestures of attention and affection echo far beyond what our eyes can see. When we choose to face the inner clash, we tune our echoes and give ourselves to cosmic knowledge. Our actions resonate in the lives of the people around us. These everyday choices, which seem small as grains of sand, have the power to germinate major transformations in the scenario that surrounds us. This perception raises us like colorful balloons, making our daily lives a vibrant stage to express our moving spirituality. With each step we take deliberately, we ratify our determination to embrace the true essence that resides in us, inspiring the crowd to also follow their own unique paths. These divided experiences generate a ripple lighting effect, where our personal commitments gain strength and become tides of change through the planet. As more souls come together with this wave, a new way to see love, collaboration, and growth, guided by a collective idea of a planet where each creature dances in tune and flourish in peace. With each meeting, we have a chance to see beyond visible barriers and dive into the soul of others, realizing that every human being is a singular masterpiece of divinity. As we slide through this intricate maze of awakening, each obstacle becomes a chance to cut our claw and renew our promise to be catalysts for transformation. This calls for a constant dose of bravery so that we can keep the doors of the heart and soul open, displaying our weaknesses in the face of uncertainties and uncomfortable moving the way of ascension. As we follow our way, we value every step, realizing that, in the moments when it seems that everything has stopped or even walking backwards, there is always a meaning and a teaching to be found. Leaving aside the anxiety for instant results invites us to dive into a sea of trust, where, in addition to hopes, the authentic. In the dance of self-knowledge. This connection inserts us into a huge web of creatures that, like us, are on the journey of awakening, all developing side by side in ways that most of the time do not jump to the eye right away. Delivery, in turn, leads us to a place where lightness and faith in everyday life become fundamental. In this act of delivery, we discovered the tranquility by releasing the ties of the control we think we protect. It is a strong sign that the cosmos has its peculiar way of gathering the pieces of the puzzle of life, always aiming at our next development, even though, at first glance, events seem a real knot in kuka. Trust springs when we realize that on several occasions, we do not have the complete view of the picture, but we still decide to move forward, led by a wisdom that goes beyond our understanding. On my personal journey, I notice that when I give myself to situations, I get more attentive and aware. I can see the beauty that surrounds me without the interference of distress or the need to want to have everything under control. As we go through this trail full of mazes, the melody of these laws guides us to a harmony that completely unites our heavenly self with our life here on earth. Elevation is not about locking itself in a cocoon away from reality or achieving a level above human experience, but of embracing all its shades, from moments of glory to daily life, as fundamental pieces of our spiritual path. As we dive into now, we become gods of our own thoughts, gestures, and connections, redesign our existence, and leaving a beneficial and profound brand in the lives of people who cross our path. Embracing the journey of ascension completely and harmoniously inspires us to devote us to our spiritual growth, without losing connection with the day-to-day around us. This perspective allows us to be who we really are, assuming the function of lighthouse and mentor for those who are sailing their own routes. By embracing this task, we are not only nourishing our own development, but also helping to raise the minds of the crowd. With every step we take, we further tie our ropes with the universe, drawing together a tomorrow where love, harmony, and compassion dance like the pillars of a smarter and more purposeful world. As we follow this road of evolution and growth alongside us, it is important to remember that this adventure is a mix of a solo show and a band in sync. What we unveil and incorporate into our being reflects undoubtedly in the plots that intertwine human society. Each individual attempt to welcome the principles of friction, reflexes, and acceptance is like a step in dance towards a closer universe. Every human being turns into a candle that, when shining his own light, guides the trail of the others, weaving a web of consciousness that surpasses cultural, temporal, and even geographical boundaries. When we realize that we are all strands of the same tapestry, we understand that our individual evolution is, in fact, a valuable gift for the group. The magic of this invisible network reveals itself when simple gestures of attention and affection echo far beyond what our eyes can see. When we choose to face the inner clash, we tune our echoes and give ourselves to cosmic knowledge. Our actions resonate in the lives of the people around us. These everyday choices, which seem small as grains of sand, have the power to germinate major transformations in the scenario that surrounds us. This perception raises us like colorful balloons, making our daily lives a vibrant stage to express our moving spirituality. With each step we take deliberately, we ratify our determination to embrace the true essence that resides in us, inspiring the crowd to also follow their own unique paths. These divided experiences generate a ripple lighting effect, where our personal commitments gain strength and become tides of change through the planet. As more souls come together with this wave, a new way to see love, collaboration, and growth, guided by a collective idea of a planet where each creature dances in tune and flourish in peace. With each meeting, we have a chance to see beyond visible barriers and dive into the soul of others, realizing that every human being is a singular masterpiece of divinity. As we slide through this intricate maze of awakening, each obstacle becomes a chance to cut our claw and renew our promise to be catalysts for transformation. This calls for a constant dose of bravery so that we can keep the doors of the heart and soul open, displaying our weaknesses in the face of uncertainties and uncomfortable moving the way of ascension. As we follow our way, we value every step, realizing that, in the moments when it seems that everything has stopped or even walking backwards, there is always a meaning and a teaching to be found. Leaving aside the anxiety for instant results invites us to dive into a sea of trust, where, in addition to hopes, the authentic. Enlarged view. As we go deeper into the elevation journey, it is surprising to note how the true presence at every moment shames us. No come and go from our routine. This presence goes beyond mere spiritual practice. It is a way of existing that adorns our connection with the intimate self and the others around us. In each loop and in each exchange, the chance of delivering us with body and soul arises, converting our journey into an endless choreography where the sacred and the mundane intertwine. This calls us to embrace an attitude of receptivity and welcome, receiving each chapter of our trajectory with affection and empathy. This, in fact, symbolizes an intentional effort to live with the foot in reality, observing with sharp look at the small details and experiences that make up our journey. Continuous repetition of this connection allows us to strengthen ties with our highest self and creates fertile ground so that intuition and internal knowledge appear brighter. When we find ourselves at the present moment, we open the doors to the subtleties that the lessons of life have to teach us, facilitating our development and transformation in tune with the vibration around us. This creates a harmony between our inner self and the universe around us, expanding our ability to face obstacles with a decided and empathy look. We live in a planet full of nuances and intricate, and it is exactly this ability to be here and now that it helps us to break these webs with lightness and harmony. Fostering this constant company changes the way we see life. Instead of seeing as lonely islands floating in seas of memories, we begin to notice that we are pieces of a much larger puzzle. This offers us an expanded view of our goal, motivating us to act for what is more beneficial to us and the community as a whole. The transparency that arises from this authenticity strengthens our decisions, remembering that we have the power to transform energy around us and to cultivate a more cheerful and balanced space. This trail also leads us to a sharper perception that the transformations of the soul do not occur alone, as if they had a team of clowns juggling around. With every step we take, we shape the course of existence, touching the life of those we cross in the way. This mission with the crowd pushes us to walk the path of honesty and respect, aware that every kind act and every right decision leaves a mark that echoes for eternity. There is a natural faith that springs when we really intertwine with our highest self and sailed anchored in the waters of the now. It is this faith that lifts us up and pushes us forward, even when the seas are turbulent or full of surprises. In the end, Living in tune with our authentic selves and bringing the sacred into our daily lives adds a special spice to the recipe for life. We have come to the conclusion that authentic upliftment is actually a wide-open door to adventure, where we can tap into emotions, blossom, and let love deepen within our being. This endless trail invites us to feed our curiosity, to question and explore with an unimpeded soul and intellect, always remembering that, at all times, we are both apprentices and masters. By diving headfirst into each moment, we celebrate the tangle and richness of what it is to be human, realizing that we are all intertwined by a secret thread of affection and meaning. When walking this path, we not only applaud personal elevation, but the joint growth of our perception. As we delve further into this celebration of our human essence and union with the sacred, we notice a delicate but impactful change in the way we see ourselves and the way we live our lives. Every day, it becomes clearer that we are not alone travelers on this journey. We form a vibrant mosaic, where each unique experience is a colorful thread woven into a great fabric of development and transformation. This vision is a mix of support and a dancing invitation to enter the scene. By opening our hearts and showing our imperfections, we create true bonds with people, building relationships that go beyond the masks that pride usually wears. This connection gives us strength and motivates us to aim for a higher dimension of perception and purpose in every step we take. When we mix the sacred with our daily lives, we realize that the true power lies in our ability to tune in to the truths that spring from the core of our soul. This alignment not only guides us like a compass, but also provides us with unbreakable serenity and clear vision, even when storm and confusion surround us. We see every predicament as a chance to improve our ability to live in tune with our highest self. This point of view encourages us not to run away from problems, but to face them with bravery and affection, recognizing that each experience is an open door for growth and learning. The charming road of life shines both in its unpretentious simplicity and in the depth we find when authentically diving into the now. Every moment, as we choose sincerity over facade and reality over deception, we craft an existence that resonates with purpose and honesty. Constantly choosing to be around and be authentic sculpts every moment, alters every bond you establish, and shines on every path we tread. When we fix our judgment on the present, we go through an internal revolution that is soon mirrored in the universe that surrounds us, triggering a mind-blowing spiral of good vibrations and progress. Being truly present is not an unattainable mirage, but rather a habit that we can cultivate every day, something that is deeply individual and at the same time, an experience that we are all familiar with. It is an invitation for each person to return to the essence of their soul in order to perceive and respect the divine that lives within themselves and others. It doesn't mean that life will be a bed of roses or that we won't encounter some setbacks along the way. However, this means that we have at hand a path of balance that allows us to face any storm with unshakable confidence. It is this faith, this certainty that we can bring the sacred close to us, that helps us sow an existence full of meanings and achievements. As we welcome every bit of our human journey, the joys and sorrows, the suffering and happiness, the uncertainties and firm belief, we are actually carrying out our task of bringing luminosity to every corner of what defines us. The incessant journey of climbing steps does not distance us from who we are by nature. On the contrary, it enhances and expands our understanding of what it is really like to be breathing and living intensely at this moment and in this place. Each step along this path brings us closer to the soul that has always lived within us and reminds us of the magical web that unites all beings in the universe. It's as if we were putting together a grand mosaic, where each piece brings a special touch of love, evolution, and everyday wisdom, and we are all protagonists with an essential and singular role in this colorful plot. It is a tale that exposes the hidden charm in the mess of existence and prompts us to sway to the rhythm of each precious moment. Incorporating the ascension experience into your routine is a promise of lightness and attention to the now. It may sound like a real paradox, given that we often link spiritual maturation to complicated and mysterious rituals. However, it is the simple gestures, executed with a clear purpose, that manage to establish firm roots for this spiritual journey. When the sun stretches over the horizon each morning, the chance arises to choose the symphony that will rock our day. A moment of gratitude, like an explosion of colors in the sky, can transform the way we see the world around us. By taking a break to truly appreciate the blessings we have, we create a window for a wave of good energy to emerge in our daily lives. This practice of gratitude does not require spending hours or being a ceremony. Just spend a little time thinking about the little wonders that really make us smile. Meditation is a superpower that we can easily include in our daily lives, like adding a touch of honey to a cup of tea. Even though it only lasts 5 or 10 minutes, this planned break can serve as a breath of serenity to align your thoughts and soothe your soul. It is not necessary to delve into complicated labyrinths or reach unfathomable depths to take advantage of things. The act of parking the body in a quiet corner, paying attention to the dance of air that comes and goes, while thoughts pass by without criticism, takes us back to the now and to our genuine essence. This daily connection with our deep being gives us strength, revealing how we should approach life from a place of serenity and harmony. This corner of serenity within us is what keeps us on the crazy roller coaster that is life, full of twists and turns and ups and downs. Moving the body is like planting the roots of our spiritual ascension in the ground. This doesn't mean that we should throw ourselves into heavy training, but rather discover enjoyable ways to keep moving. It can be a mindful walk, which opens our eyes to the wonders that surround our existence, or even letting ourselves be carried away by the beat of the melody that makes the heart vibrate. When we take a step, we feel the dust of stored energy dissipate, opening our arms to new melodies that dance in the air. This loosening of the body has an incredible influence on our emotional and mental health. Furthermore, the dance of life rescues us to be in tune with our body, showing that spirituality is not limited to an exercise of the mind, but rather a total embrace of existence. Exercising full attention in everyday tasks is fundamental, almost like spicing up life with a touch of magic. When we dive headfirst into everyday activities, such as preparing a special dish, scrubbing the house, or even taking the car for a drive, we have the ability to transform the ordinary into something surprising. Every activity carried out with a focused gaze turns into a meditative dance, allowing serenity and clarity to flourish even in the whirlwind of everyday life. This activity calls us to dive headfirst into the now, which reveals itself as one of the most intense dimensions of evolution. Being present is like sharpening our gaze and makes us see the network that unites everything around us. This achievement can be like a warm hug that envelops our being, creating bonds that feed our essence and intertwine us with something great. A life-changing practice is to look within yourself. Taking a little time to revisit what happened throughout the day, analyzing our responses and emotions, helps us evolve and learn lessons from each situation we experience. This look inside is not intended to throw us into the spotlight, but rather to help us understand ourselves, embracing our flaws, and learning lessons from these experiences. Having a confession notebook, where we let our ideas flow without filters, can become a secret weapon on this journey. Writing is like opening a chest of emotional treasures, where we find dormant feelings, organize thoughts that seem like a mess, and rescue those brilliant ideas that suddenly disappeared from our head. This routine of introspection reveals that with each dawn comes a fresh opportunity to harmonize our actions with the principles and desires of our soul. Exercising kindness, whether towards ourselves or others, is, without a doubt, one of the most valuable ingredients of our appetite for spiritual evolution. Taking care of yourself delicately during troubles and opening the arms of this generosity to those on your side transforms the environment into a true shelter of love and welcome. Empathy builds walkways where walls previously existed, enabling a more intimate and genuine bond with life. By emerging from this fertile ground of understanding, we help to cultivate a climate of unity and solidarity, which fills us with valuable experiences, both as individuals and as a group. The exercise of empathy not only changes the dynamics of our connections, but also makes us see the invisible web that connects all beings. These uncomplicated actions, done with regularity and purpose, are the solid foundation for true ascension in everyday life. It is not necessary to put a headache on something that should bring us tranquility and lightness. Choosing a life filled with purpose, recognition, and attention is a rallying cry that echoes our dedication to the spiritual journey. Every dawn, as we carry out these activities that seem routine but full of affection and care, we unravel the thread of our true identity and solidify the bridge with the sacred. It is precisely in the clarity of these actions that we find a strong sense of harmony and satisfaction. Repeating these daily activities lights a light inside us, making us more aware of our own vibration and how this influence impacts the universe that surrounds us. It's as if we were adjusting, step by step, a magical antenna that connects us with the cosmic symphony of what lies beyond, harmonizing our vibrations with the rhythm of life. With each decision we make carefully, we are embroidering a colorful quilt of opportunities that mirror our grandest dreams. The path to success does not have to be a titanic challenge. It emerges in subtle decisions, in moments of tranquility, and in the goals we plant in our hearts. Fostering this type of essence and purpose allows us to realize that the authentic enchantment of existence lies in the minutiae. When we give the opportunity for this vision, we notice that each caress of affection, each attentive breath, and each moment of full presence reveal themselves, in themselves, as divine festivals of the art of creating. This vision gives us a little push to dive deeper, discovering the multiple layers that inhabit our being and that are often hidden from our understanding. As we fine-tune the way we include these maneuvers in our daily lives, a slight and discreet change begins to emerge. We begin to be like bamboo that bends, but does not break in the face of storms, and we begin to welcome with joy the surprises that existence has in store for us. This metamorphosis is revealed through a growth in our ability to love without reservation and to welcome what is beyond our control. We redirect our attention to what makes real sense, making everyday distractions lose their shine and become mere ghosts. Instead of looking outside for approval and meaning, we rediscover the treasure that is our inner value and the wisdom hidden deep within our being. Every day-to-day activity, when done with purpose, turns into a party for our spiritual journey. There's no need to rush or long for quick solutions. Every moment counts and deserves to be celebrated. On this path, empathy becomes our beacon and calm becomes our faithful partner. When we begin to see and celebrate our daily achievements, no matter if they are just grains of sand in the hourglass, we build a firm foundation of love for ourselves and confidence in our potential. This incessant routine motivates us to walk in line with our principles and to take actions that echo the highest essence of our being, thus helping to create a more in tune and radiant world. As we dive headfirst into these activities, we notice a change not only within ourselves, but also in the way we relate to others. The strength we generate echoes around the world, engaging the people around us and igniting a wave of beneficial transformation. It's good to keep in mind that, even though each road we walk is unique, the truth is that we are all navigating side by side, flourishing and transforming as one big global family. This perception overflows us with gratitude and respect for the role that each creature plays in the immense embroidery of existence, and makes us reflect on how essential it is to continue feeding our soul with loving and thoughtful actions. It is everyday, discreet persistence that creates the road to a truly enlightened and satisfying existence, one day after another, one little step at a time. As we follow this journey of daily habits carefully, we realize that each mini attitude is like a drop in the ocean, helping to elevate our essence to higher levels. This perception lights the torch of our journey, offering clarity and a reason for being at each dawn. We begin to see the climb not as a distant endpoint, but as a way of existing that allows us to dance to the rhythm of our true essence. The charm of this perception lies in the detail that it is open to anyone, no matter where we start from. It calls us to immerse ourselves body and soul in the existence we are enjoying, elevating the trivial to the sublime with just the power of our focus and desire. This incessant spiritual flourishing empowers us to face setbacks with a renewed outlook, seeing each stone along the way as a chance to evolve and rise. Life is like a ballet between doing and accepting, driven by a heart that lets itself be carried away by love and a mind that embraces knowledge. This choreography calls us to be like a bamboo in the wind, malleable and ready to dance in time with the waves of existence. Thus, we remain willing to welcome the wisdom that the cosmos presents to us, allowing each experience to immerse us even more in our quest to know ourselves. As we sow daily habits of intention, recognition, and mindfulness, we intertwine not only with our highest essence, but also with the cosmic web that connects us to everything and everyone around us. This connection reminds us that we have a joint mission to raise everyone's level of consciousness. In a universe that sometimes resembles a messy puzzle, our spiritual habits function as connecting threads that embroider unity and a spritz of compassion. They remind us that, by sowing serenity and stability within ourselves, we help create a more aligned planet full of harmony. Our journey is a colorful embroidery of experiences, teachings, and endless evolution. With each dawn, blank pages appear, brilliant opportunities to recreate our identities and decide the dance we want to do with life. In this way, we walk, one foot in front of the other, feeding our soul and expanding our ability to exist with happiness and meaning. Every action, no matter how trivial it may seem, is a small piece of the mosaic that forms the saga of our individual evolution. And when we put these words on paper, we not only spice up our lives, but we also turn on the light that guides others on their journeys. When we are genuinely and focused, we metamorphose into something that goes beyond our solitary selves. It invigorates our soul and spices up our most intense bonds, generating a wave of good vibrations that spread throughout our neighborhoods and even further afield. The spiritual awakening fueled by these experiences helps us see the magic and sacredness that resides at the heart of all the work of the universe. As we exercise each day, our metamorphosis does not happen as mere spectators of a play, but rather as dancing protagonists in this waltz of spiritual evolution as a group. Choosing a full and attentive life is like lighting a lighthouse that guides the path to a radiant and in tune future for all of us.